Happy and blessed Tuesday night, Team Relentless. Welcome to our Tuesday night sessions. We do this each and every single week. And if we haven't already met, my name is Myra Ferreira. I am your host for this evening. And I feel it's a privilege and an honor to be here connected with you all. And I get to share this time with you in service, just like so many other successful people have paved the way for us previously. But in reality tonight, I could tell you that I've been excited about a lot of things, but in particular this evening, if you couldn't tell, I'm not in my typical or usual place. If you are brand new to the team, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat so we can welcome you. I want to give you a huge congratulations for making one of the absolute best adult decisions I could ever think of. So again, drop a 1 in the chat if you are brand new. On behalf of the entire team, I want to go ahead and give you a huge welcome. But also, again, for those of us who've been plugged in, seeing what we do, I'm typically based home in Tampa, Florida, but for tonight, I'm a little further south in the Sunshine State. And again, if you didn't catch that on, or if you're one of the first that didn't actually see when I first logged in, I have the honor and privilege of being at one of our mentors, one of the top earners in our entire company's home this evening. Has actually opened up the doors for us tonight. And we know there's been a recent shift of things. We definitely know that this was a time where our team and our leadership needed to come together and just lay down our game plan, know that we're focused on our goals, probably now more focused even than ever, taking full advantage of this amazing vehicle. So again, we're gonna shift a little bit tonight. It'll be a little different. We'll look to see about doing our top 10 next week. We're gonna work on that because of the transition phase we're in right now. But one thing is for certain, we definitely wanna do what we said we were gonna do and continue getting better in the process of that. And that includes all of you. So again, a huge welcome and congratulations to anyone and everyone that is new. And all of those that have actually been on board with us from the jump. We know where we're going. The path is definitely clear. But for tonight, for us to go ahead and get started, I know that we, myself, and a lot of the other leaders that are actually from the Tampa market, we were able to actually come down to our Pinnacle Senior Vice President, Mr. Alfred Nickson's home. Both him and his wife, Morgan, opened up the doors to us. So today has really been highly powerful. We've been able to, again, solidify the vision, be strong and confident in what each of us brings to the table, and just lock in those whys and know where we're going for this year, and as well as where we're taking our business. That said, I know that he was gonna actually come on before our training session and just share some words for us tonight. Let me see if he is either connected or if he's coming into the room. I'm not sure because I kind of got to hop in this seat real quick. But for anyone else that might be attending, if you want to go ahead and ask Alfred if he's coming in, I'd love to be able to open it up for him to go ahead and just speak to us. It'd be great for the team to hear all the plans and the things that you shared with us today as far as the vision is concerned. So give me just one quick moment. Just a moment, y'all. Oh, is he connecting?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah,
so Alfred, all right. Yep. See him coming into the room, and also, guys, look, if you don't know who this is someone you need to know who it is, right? This is someone that you need to be able to just witness and having been able to spend years of witnessing the growth he's been able to create for himself, for his family, but then also to hear from him directly where his vision is as far as taking us as a whole entire team and organization to the next level. Understand, when he got started with this company, the position and title he has hit right now didn't even exist. So if that's not an example of having vision, I don't know a better way that I could tell you what it is to have vision. But again, this gentleman has definitely been able to change the entire path of his family. You know, his children are being born into the world pretty much successful and rich already. And I think that's huge and it's powerful. But along the way, he's really poured into so many other lives. Myself here being one of those included, along with the entire leadership team. It's been a huge honor to know that we could be so close and so up and personal with someone who has such an amazing track record and something speaking volume for both him and his wife, just having the power to create that legacy. So as our Pinnacle Senior Vice President, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of his seat, move out of the way, hand it over to him. Again, pay close attention to all that this man has to share with us, because we were here on student mode tonight and we're excited for what's to come. So y'all, I'm gonna get out of the way for none other than our Pinnacle Senior Vice President, Alfred Nickson.
Absolutely, man. Let's give it back to Miss Myra. who always does a phenomenal job hosting these calls, and just to be able to see her growth over the years, it's been truly exciting, especially today. Had a lot of the leaders come down, spent the day with me here at the home. It just kind of came into together as a unified front to really do some incredible things to take the organization to a whole nother dimension with the leadership here, man. Just super excited for everything that's coming together and everything that we're building. Shout out to the leaders that's here, Arnold Burgundy, David Marquez, Reza Santiago, Rob. We got Bruno in the house. We got so many incredible leaders that came down here, took time out of their day to really just put together some things to be able to bring to you all. And so, man, one of the things that I was, sharing with the leaders here, coming into 2022 and where we're going as a company and the things that you look at the economy, we are pruned for massive growth. And I always tell people, you got to be in a position to be able to receive that growth. And so that has to be, a discipline of eliminating distractions. Because when you don't have a discipline of eliminating distractions, you can get lost in the sauce and miss out on hitting momentum, miss out on getting to that next level, miss out on going to your next level and building something significant. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight is plugging into our convention. We all know that's going to be in August. And I can tell you right now, the person that got the most people in that room will have the most success. And so what I would do if I was you, if I was in your shoes, if I was building this business and I'm coming on this call and I'm motivated and I want to build, what I would be focused on is how many people that I'm going to bring with me to a convention. Right now is what? April. We got the rest of April, May, June, July, August. You got 5 months. David, he just said he's bringing 500 with him, right? I already know what that means for that gentleman. He's going to the top. But you got 5 months to cultivate and get people with you. I believe everybody on this call can bring in 10, 15, 20, 100 people, depending on what level. How are you going to go out there and do that? Well, you got to rally the team and you got to hold people accountable. If I got 5 people that I'm committed to bringing, I'm going to hold them accountable to bring 5 or 10 people. If I got 5 people that's committed that's bringing 10 people apiece, you talking about 50 people. And on average, you do the math, 50 on every person that comes to the convention, on average industry numbers, and I got this from Eric Worre, you're going to earn $2,500 per person that you bring into that environment in your income. Your income will grow $2,500 per person that you bring into that event. And so if you already know that and you want to be a vice president, put a 1 in the chat. I'm giving you a secret to go on VP. If you want to hit VP, or in our company now it's called ambassador, put a 1 in the chat. We got 116 people on. We got a bunch of people that want to go vice president, right? That want to go ambassador. The secret is you got to at least bring minimum 10 people with you to the convention in August. 10 people with you. Because if you get 10 people in an environment like that, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to get a cultivation that's going to take them to at least SD and above. You get 10 people that go SD, ladies and gentlemen, you just hit vice president. It's really that simple. See, most people, they play this game, but they don't know the game that they're playing, and they're not understanding the rules. The rules is you want to pack out events. You want to be as close to your leader as you possibly can, and you got to be disciplined. I talked about 3 things that's going to take you to the next level. Number 1 is being disciplined. Doing the business even when you don't feel like doing it. Doing the business even when you're not getting the results. Doing the business even when the income may not be where it wanted to be. You got to be disciplined in this business. Number 2, you got to have accountability. I want to encourage everybody on this call to reach out to their leader and text them how many people they bring in with them to convention. Text them a number. Reach out to your leader. Not only text that number of the amount of people that you bring in with you to convention, text the number of where you want to be at income-wise come December 31st. What does that number look like? How much money you want to make with this opportunity? We got people in this business that's making ridiculous income. It's available for you also. So number 1, you got to be disciplined. Number 2, you got to have accountability. Number 3, you got to be consistent. Those 3 things wrapped up with this leadership team, man, that's going to take you to a whole other level. And you got to be plugged in. You got to stay plugged in. You got to be close to the leadership. And you got to have a vision for yourself on what you want out of this opportunity. What's your vision? What's your reason why? When you have that reason why in front of you, okay, this is why I'm doing this. I want to pay off this debt. I want to retire this person. I want to be able to do X, Y, and Z. Like the leaders had a chance to spend a day with me at my house. Like this company purchased this home for me. 10 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, 12,000 square feet. Why? Because I had a vision, not of the home. I had a vision of how many people we're going to help. How many people we going to set free? How many people we going to help get into home ownership? How many 6- and 7-figure earners we going to create? This was my vision coming up. As Myra mentioned, even when they have Pinnacle Senior VP when we first got started in this business. My vision was the company is going to have to create another position because that's how we was coming with momentum and that's how many people it's going to build. So what is your vision? What is your goal? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? Is it TV? Is it watching TV shows? Is it going out on the weekend to put more time in your business? Like, what are you willing to sacrifice to take this business to a whole other level? What are you willing to give up to be at convention? What are you willing to give up to bring people with you? What is your vision? And so when you have a clear vision of what you want and what you're willing to give up and what's your reason why, and you have an accountability partner, that's extremely important. If you don't got that, it's very difficult to hit your goals. Because if you don't have accountability, you're going to do what you want to do. And when you don't feel like doing the business, you ain't going to be motivated to go out there and put in the numbers. You got to have accountability and you got to put your head down and go to work. And so today, man, I think coming together with all the leaders down here in Tampa, came down here to get things to the next level. You guys are going to be a unified front to be able to do some incredible things. And so we're super excited with where the team is going, man. I'm super excited. Appreciate Myra and all of her leadership hosting calls like this. When you talk about David, when you talk about Arnold, when you talk about Rob, we talk about Reza, talk about Bruno, all of the leaders that's a part of this phenomenal team. Don't take your leadership for granted. I want to encourage you to pull into your leaders. I want to encourage you to tell them to hold you accountable. And don't be the person that say, you're too busy, I don't want to bother you. No, they looking for people that's hungry. They're looking for people that want to go to the next level. Our job, and you heard it from one of my mentors last night on the call, if you was on VP University, our call is to help you grow your paycheck. That's our job description. That's your mentor's goal, helping you grow your paycheck. And so you got to tap into that. You got to be the one that reach out. You got to be an initiative. You got to know what you want out of an opportunity. But more importantly, you got to do your part. We can't do the work for you. You got to do your part. We're here to facilitate. We're here to help you grow. We're here to mentor. We're here to give you the tools and everything you need to go to that next level to exemplify and make your why come true. But understand that this is a 3 to 5 year game plan. Not 3 to 5 months. Not 3 to 5 weeks, 3 to 5 years. And I'm one to tell you to be true. I've been in for 6 years. I think I can tell you that the 5 years work. I was financially free 2.5 years into the program. And so to be in 6 years, imagine what can happen for you. And the funny thing about all of this is we haven't even scratched the surface. Right now, we're hovering around a $200 million company. Imagine when we get to 500 million. What would that look like for you if you stood the test of time and you put your head down and went to work and overrided that growth? What it would look like when we become a $750 million company, $800 million company, and you was able to do your part to override a percentage of that growth. What would that look like for your tree? What would that look like for your lineage? What would that look like for your organization? And so if you lead with your mindset of, yeah, I want my goals, I want to hit a certain amount of income, I want to help certain amount, like if you focus on your people, what their reason why is, if you focus on your people, what their goals are, and you help them accomplish that, by default, you're gonna hit your goals. It's really that simple. This company pays out. No compensation plan can come close to it. But again, you gotta do your part. I'm gonna leave you again with this 3 things. You gotta be disciplined. You gotta have accountability, and you gotta be consistent. And so, man, I'm super excited for the leadership, the collaboration, partnering up with the team here to take things to a whole nother level. And I'll turn it back over to you, Myra, to bring in one of the trainers that we got on the call tonight. Let's get it. Let's take things to another level. We'll see y'all at the top.
Hey team, let's definitely give it up for this man. Again, not only opening his doors, taking the time to pour into us, where he's already realized so much of the success that he planned out to make happen. But did y'all catch that? He has said it. It wasn't just because I said it. Literally, the title he currently holds right now didn't even exist in the company. So if that's not vision, I don't know what is. And without any vision, you truly perish. What are you living for? What are you seeking? What are you striving for? What do you make happen? Why did you get started in this in the first place? Have that long, hard, and serious conversation with yourself. Ask yourself those questions and take inventory on where you're gonna go. Make it happen. And then definitely, one thing I'll tell you too is the only bad thing about success is when you only achieve a little bit of it and you stay there. So there's so much more still yet for us to accomplish overall as a team, as a unit, as a family. And again, I'm just honored to think about where this all started for so many people and where so many people have already achieved to hit the levels they've been able to accomplish, realizing those goals, and all the success stories that are yet to come. So again, speaking about events too, I look forward to seeing you all if you're in the local Tampa Bay area, in the Florida market. We're meeting April 24th for our Sunday Fun Day. That's just been something we've been able to do as a team overall. That will still remain and continue. I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. That's for sure. Now, there's gonna be two training topics today. I'm gonna hand it over to one of our vice presidents. She has a really amazing nickname, and it was actually given to her by our VP of sales. And what I think is really cool is the very first time I was trained on this topic, she actually was the one to bring it out, but we were on a leadership call yesterday and she made sure to mention it. So it is super duper important when it comes to this business and when it comes to our calendar. We don't operate on a traditional first day of the month, 30th day of the month. We actually have a 4-4-5 calendar. And right now, this particular week, it is the start of a new volume month. But this particular week is so, so critical when it comes to being strategic and knowing when you're working with this business, how to be effective with the way you work the business. So again, this boss lady, I met her by way of this opportunity. She has an amazing success story so far. She's someone that pours into anyone and everyone that she's around, but she's given the nickname 24/7 because she definitely is nonstop. But to be around her, to be near her, to be anywhere in her circle is definitely to recognize a boss lady, someone that is determined to win, but also motivated by how many other people she can impact. She has a huge success story, what she's been able to do in her very own town, but what she's been able to do with this opportunity as well is expand her reach nationwide. So I have, again, the utmost respect for her. I know she's killing it. The first time I heard about what she's gonna train on now, very briefly, was from her. So definitely perfectly fitting. So please give all of your undivided attention for this quick recap on the volume, the enrollments we have this particular week, and how that matters when you're looking at the 4-4-5 calendar. So I see her connected right now. And if I didn't give it already away, please give your undivided attention to one of our ambassadors, right, VP, Natalie Rodriguez. Can you hear me?
I can, and I forgot that you were introducing me, and I forgot to bring my kids in the room so they can hear you introduce me because you do it so well. So you guys, if you need to learn edification, like just pay attention. Every single week, Myra comes in here and she just kills it with the edification master over here. But wow, guys, are you guys inspired or what? Throw some flames in the chat. If you're inspired, Alfred came on the call and just telling you guys, painting the bigger vision, just letting you guys know that, you guys can take this thing to the top. You guys have the best leadership out there. Everybody's here to help and pour into you guys. So, if he gave some value, like throw a 1 in the chat. I want to see you guys just going crazy in the chat, right? Because this is an exciting time to be here and stuff as well. But most importantly, I'm gonna get myself brief, right? I'm gonna get myself completely out of the way. I just wanted to give a little recognition there. But guys, we are in the first week of the middle 4, okay? So I just want to explain this to you, and take out your pens if you have to, because I'm not going to show you a bunch of slides. I'm literally going to show you 1 page in a second, but I want you to pay attention because this can help your business, and if you want to go to the next level, volume-wise, is probably one of the hardest things, right? At least for me, that's my biggest struggle is that, not necessarily the structure. So, guys, what you want to do is just think about the 4-4-5. So the calendar is actually in the back office. You can actually find it there. You can find it on your app as well. So you guys can find the 445. So if you don't know what that means, it means that we don't go by a traditional calendar. So we don't go from January 1st to January 31st and so on and so on. We go by 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So our months are a little bit different than a traditional month. So this week, starting on April 17th, is the first week of a 4 week right before a 5. So I'm going to repeat that. So this is the second 4, right? So you have 4, 4, 5. So we're in the first week of the second 4. And now you may be like, okay, yeah, it's a 4 week, big deal. But this could be really beneficial for you guys because this week, everybody that you get this week is going to have 2 more payments in the 5 week, right? But on that third payment, there's a bonus. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see this so that you can understand, because a lot of people don't understand this, and it was when we discovered it that we were like, wait a minute, this is a game changer. So basically, guys, Mara, can you tell me if you can see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. Basically, guys, what happens is, right here, you can click on compensation plan. So this is not, secret knowledge. This is public knowledge here as long as you are active. You can go right in the back office, get your compensation plan, pull it up. I already have mine pulled up. But page 8 on here kind of goes into your bonus volume. So as you guys know, when you sign up a client, you get $200 in bonus volume. So that's their first payment, right? So their first payment would be this week, whether you start them off at, 188, whether you start them at the 149 or you start them at the 89, whatever it is. Me personally, I'll give 89 to anybody and everybody and their mama this week so that way you'll see why in a second, right? So if you look at where it says protection plan membership underneath bonus volume, it says $315 one-time bonus, that's for agent, right? So let's get rid of that one. That's not what I'm actually here to talk to you about. What I'm here to talk to you about is a customer. So you get $200 one-time bonus, that's it, on the third payment. So the reason that this week is super important to go ham on your customers is because you're going to get $200 in bonus in volume just for bringing in a new client, right? But now their first payment is going to be the first week of the 5, because that's, 4 weeks from now. So that's going to be the first week of the 5. But because of the 5, they end up, people who are in that first week, it's super important to give people that first week as well, but people in that first week of that 5, they have another payment in the same exact month. So what does that tell you? That tells you that you're going to be able to get more volume to your back office, right? So this is going to help you guys grow and get some of these titles that you guys are looking to get. So it's super, super important to understand this. And it's always important to understand your compensation plan because this is your money, guys. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to this. So anybody that you enroll this week from here to Saturday, so from Sunday, anything you did from Sunday to Saturday, they're going to have their second payment the first week of the 5 week, and their third payment is going to be that last week. So that third payment is going to bring you a bonus of 200. So what that means is everybody that you sign up this month, you're going to get 200 in volume. But next month, for the 5 week, you're going to get 300 in volume. So it's almost like if you had signed up, any client you sign up now is almost like if they were an agent for next month. If that makes sense to you guys, throw some flames in the chat. Take a screenshot of this. If not, I just told you guys where to go ahead and find that, right? So I just want to show, I don't want to get too complicated on this, but definitely if you want to go ahead and get to the next level, you want to try to figure out how you can kind of increase some of that bonus volume, some of that volume for your next month so that you can hit these 70, because guess what? That 5 week is right before we go into convention. So what are you going to be when you go to convention? What's your title? Type it in the chat. I want to know what some of you guys' goals are in the meantime, but I'm going to get myself completely out the way. That's it. That's my part. I just want to share a quick little nugget with you guys. But we have actually a special treat from a whole other organization coming in to pour into our leadership and into our team. So super excited to actually learn from him because he's like a master of what he's going to be teaching on. He's a God-fearing father. He's a regional vice president, which is regional ambassador now. It's so weird to just come off the tongue. I'm getting used to it, y'all, right? So look, I got some ESDs, some SDs coming in, some VPs and stuff in the chat. So I appreciate you guys sharing that in the chat with me. But guys, regional elite regional ambassador. God, that's so hard. Which means that he's bringing in anywhere from $250,000 in business to $500,000 in business every single month, guys. So you definitely want to make sure your ears are open, your eyes are open, take notes. All of us leaders, you never stop learning. So you want to still take all your notes and stuff. So make sure you learn. Because he's literally just gonna, it's just gonna just go right in between what we've been talking about. So Andy, did you make it on?
Yes, I did. Absolutely. Can you see and can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Take it away. Thank you so much.
Awesome, man. So definitely just got to give it back to you. Natalie Rodriguez, got tremendous respect for you. I mean, I've seen, your growth. I've seen your journey, inspired me, got multiple businesses and, your drive, your ambition. I mean, everything about you just inspires all of us, including myself. Definitely got to give it back to the leadership team. I mean, Myra, man, she knows how to edify somebody like a celebrity. Every time she bring me on board or introduce me, she made me sound like I'm Obama. And definitely got to give it back to Mr. Alfred, Nickson. I mean, David Marquez, Rob Santiago, Razor, the whole entire leadership team for giving me this opportunity to really go out there and just come in here, and really just share some information that I've learned by simply attending trainings and also making it a priority to really stay close to the fire. So I appreciate you guys. This is an honor. And my topic tonight, I'm going to be very direct and also brief, is I want to talk to you guys one of the most important topics that you need to learn, that you need to observe, that you need to study, that you need to master if you want to go to the next level. So if you're ready to go to the next level, if you desire that, go ahead and put a 5 in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and just share my screen just so you guys can actually see exactly what I'm talking about, right? So my topic tonight is I want to talk to you guys about how you can actually take your invites. I'm sorry. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen the right way, right? So keep putting 5s in the chat. I want to make sure I'm talking to the right individuals, right? So again, my topic tonight is actually how to take your invites to the next level. Not just to the next level, but also I want to cover the fundamentals, right? And, for those of you that don't know, my background before I got started with this company, I actually came from working 3 jobs, 90+ hours a week, just living paycheck to paycheck. I was so broke, I couldn't even put gas in my vehicle. So this opportunity was God sent. How many people could believe, or if you believe that sometimes God might, show something to you and it might not come in the same presentation that you probably would expect. So that's actually what happened to me. I actually had a relative that actually shared this opportunity with me. Just made a lot of sense just due to the fact that I had low finances, but guess what? I had a low credit score as well, right? So he actually invited me to take a look at this information. And it actually allowed me to not just make an educated decision, but also allowed me to really see a vision, to really see my way out of working 3 jobs, working 90+ hours a week, paycheck to paycheck. Guys, I had a negative bank account, right? And because of this opportunity, the first 90 days, my score went up 155 points. I was able to walk away from my job, all 3 of my jobs to be exact, in just 4 months, just doing this thing part-time. So if I never was invited, I probably wouldn't be here tonight talking to you guys, man. So this company changed my life. R&R member, but not because of myself, but because of my team. And, we created a culture of making sure that we invite as much people to the information on a daily basis. So I'm going to kind of just dive into it, just kind of show you guys why it's so important. Yeah, you heard my story. You heard what it did for me on, understanding and also being consistent at inviting. But I want to show you guys why it's so important and why you got to, make sure that you master this skill set. Because one, you're going to be working very smart, right? If you're like me, I understand that to get to my goals, my desires, I want to plug into a system. So when you work smart, you're going to create a very massive and also fast exposure, right? So working 3 jobs, 90+ hours a week. I remember showing up to work, not wanting to clock in. Put 3 in the chat if you ever showed up to work and you just wanted to go back home. You wanted to get in your car and go back home. I knew if I understood this skill set, it was going to allow me to have a very fast exposure. And by default, it's going to give you a very massive success rate within my business. Something else that you actually want to know when it comes to inviting is you're getting yourself out of the way. Put a 3 in the chat if you're a new agent on the call. Maybe you just got started with us, the movement. You didn't just join a business, understand that you just joined a family, right? Culture. And I wouldn't trade anything else with it. So understand that we have a system that allows you to go out there and save yourself time, energy, and money. That's actually what system stands for. So it's called PS3. No, I'm not talking about the video game. So it's going to allow you to get yourself out of the way, not to be the expert to where you're explaining anything. Also, it's very teachable and a duplication system as well. So you're somebody on the call, maybe you just got started, or maybe you've been there for quite some time. You want to get your business with some momentum. The number one concept, the number one thing that you need to learn is you don't want to just learn the information, but you want to be in position to actually teach it to your team as well. That's going to create momentum and duplication within your organization. All right. It's called business growth. And also, fourth thing is you're learning the information to become independent as well, to eventually do it on your own. We want to develop leaders on this call, because at the end of the day, the information that you don't know, you just don't know it. But the information that you do know, eventually is going to help you take your business to the next level, to where now you can actually, grow your business at your own pace and everything like that. And last but not least, it's going to help you reach your income goal, daily or weekly. Put a 3 in the chat if you got some income goals that you want to accomplish with UWE. Maybe you want to make an extra certain amount of income on a part-time basis. Maybe you want to go out there and eventually start doing this thing full-time. I thank God every day for this business. I'm telling you guys, this changed my life. Incredible platform that we're a part of. Right now is the best time to be a part of UWE, because I remember who would have knew that a simple virus would have affected a lot of people in society. So if you got some income goals, weekly or daily, inviting is going to help you reach those goals. And one thing that I want to share with you, a very assignment that I want to throw out there right now. Take a screenshot of this. You want to start with a huge list. Maybe you just got started with UWE, with our movement, with our platform. I want to encourage you to start this business, to start your activities, not like an amateur, but as a professional. See, if you look at NBA players, if you look at sports stars or anything like that, I like to play basketball. I'm pretty good at it. I think I may make a few shots here and there, but I'm what you call an amateur, right? But Mr. LeBron James, you got Tom Brady, they're professionals, right? And that's why they get paid professional money. So whether if you're doing this part-time, full-time, what I just covered, if you decide to make this a priority, but last but not least, if you decide to start this business like a profession and make a huge list, eventually you'll get professional results, and you'll start getting professional income on a weekly basis. So it's very important. I recommend, what if I told you that each name that you put on that list, regardless if you just got started, if you're rebuilding your business, creating momentum, act like I'm giving you $1,000 per name. Act like your upline leadership team is giving you $1,000 per name. Go ahead and put the number of how much people that you will have on that list in the chat. How much people, how many names will you be having on that list? Go ahead and put that number in the chat. Whoever has the most numbers wins the game, right? So go ahead and put that in the chat, guys. And this is actually why it's so important to understand this concept. So let me be honest with you guys. Can I be wrong? Can I be honest? Can I be transparent? 95% of people, they just don't know how to do this, right? So I understood, put a 1 in the chat if you've been struggling on inviting or getting people to take a look. See, I remember inviting 20 people to a PBR, right? I remember inviting 50 people to a webinar just like this, and nobody showed up, right? I remember struggling on getting people to take a look. So put a 1 in the chat if you ever dealt with any challenges of this topic. But here's what I understood. Here's what I found out from actually one of my great mentors. He was actually just speaking on the call. Inviting is actually an art. So here's what you have to do. You got to decide to actually master this skill set if you really want to go to the next level, right? So inviting the wrong way can actually cause you to actually mess up your best prospects, right? So it's very important that you not just understand the concept, but you understand that you're not alone. This is something that you develop. Just like if you go out there and you got to learn how to ride a bike, just like if you got to go out there and learn how to drive a car. Can we agree that most people, they couldn't really drive like that, but now most people are driving with one hand, right? Some of you guys texting and driving. No, I'm just playing. right? So we are professional problem solvers, right? So here's the simplicity behind this thing. I remember, wanting to get the information. I remember understanding how much valuable that the information was. I remember understanding how much people in America, there's about 112 million people in America that got trouble with credit. I remember understanding that. I remember understanding that, there's a lot of people like myself that just want to make an extra $500 a month, that just want to go out there and be financially free, that want to spend more time with their kids. I remember understanding that, right? And here was the hard thing for me. I just didn't know how to get the information in front of them. But you know what really changed for me, right? Put a 5 in the chat if you really want to learn the secret of what really got me to understand and get to the next level. Put a 5 in the chat if you're ready for this, right? Here's what helped me. I understood that the perspective of my mindset had to change. See, I wasn't a salesperson. I wasn't trying to sell nobody on credit. I didn't have to sell nobody on making money with me, right? I'm not interested in being a part of something that I'm convincing people. We're not in the convincing business. Understand that we are professional problem solvers, right? So here's what I found out. See, we simply invite people with credit or financial problems to a solution, period. I can end the Zoom right now. In fact, we're done. We got to go. Hey, Myra, I appreciate you. Rob, I appreciate you. We done, right? I can end the Zoom right now, period. That's pretty much what we do, right? So we simply invite people to a credit and also financial problems to a solution. Very, very simple. So here's the game, right? Here's how you can actually have fun with this and fall in love with the process. Don't fall in love with the end result. Oh, I invited 50 people. Oh, I invited 100 people. Don't fall in love with the end result. What I found out was fall in love with the process. You got to have fun with this thing. So whoever invites the more people to the solution makes the most money. Put a 3 in the chat if you want to go out there and make the most money with your UWE business. In other words, put a 3 in the chat if you want to go out there and help as much people as you can, because if you make it about helping more people get to the solution, by default, the money comes by default, guys. So that's the name of the game. Whoever invites the most people to the solution. So here's what I found out as well, right? I understood that emotions could get involved. I understood that not everybody's going to be interested. I understood that not everybody has credit issues. And I understand not everybody wants to make more income, right? But here's what I found out. Some will, some won't, some wait, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you ever had somebody tell you, man, I'm going to get started next week, Friday. I'm going to get started when pigs fly. I'm going to get started, right? So some will, some won't, some wait. So what? Who's next? See you later, alligator. Who's next, right? So understand these things. We are professional problem solvers. Whoever invites the most people to the solution wins the game. And also some will, some won't, some wait. So what? Who is next, right? But what we can do is we can actually have that person tag you in the post, right? So the number one important skill set in our profession, understand we have 7 skill sets that you must master. And if you really want to have tremendous success with our industry, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've never seen an industry like what we are a part of. I've worked a 9-to-5 multiple years. I've seen, relatives go out there and start a traditional business and things like that. That's great. But our industry is nothing like it. In fact, we are one of the highest paid industries, the highest paid professions. But the way you get there is you got to master these 7 skill sets. Finding prospects, right? You got to know how to go out there and find prospects. Then we got inviting. Then we got presenting the information. The fourth thing is we got following up. Most people don't do this. They'll share the information. They'll probably get somebody invited, but they never follow up. Then we got helping your prospect become a customer or distributor. And also number 6, we got helping your distributor get started the right way. And last but not least, we got promoting events. We got the Miami event coming up. All of those skill sets are great. Can definitely take you to the next level. But who can actually guess in the chat? What is the most important skill set that you need to have if you don't understand anything else? Maybe some of the skill sets may take you some time, but the number one skill set that you need to know right now, guess what, guys, is inviting, right? If you can't get people to take a look, you're going to be out of business, right? So you want to make sure that, not only do you find prospects, but you make sure that you find them, but you also invite them properly the right way to take a look, guys. You don't want to go ahead and, put a gun to somebody's head and force them to take a look. That's not how you want to do it. You want to make sure that you do this like a professional the right way and understand that it's a numbers game, right? So we invite all the time. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just last week, I got invited to an Easter party, right? How many people on the call? Put a 3 in the chat. If you had an Easter event, maybe you was invited by a relative. Hey, cuz, what you doing Sunday? We're getting together with the family. You know, we're having Easter. We're gonna have food. Put a 3 in the chat if you showed up, right? So we invite the people all of the time, right? Birthday parties, gym, weddings, right? I actually just got invited to a wedding not too long ago, right? And they got me. You know, they say, hey, what are you doing this day? Okay, I got a wedding on this date, got the invitation, I'm already going. Going to a party, sweet 16s, holiday parties, game nights, Super Bowl parties, right? So we invite all the time, guys. So honestly, what we're doing with our movement, UWE, is just so incredible. I get excited every day to understand that I got something to help somebody with their credit, get educated on financial literacy, build wealth, but most importantly, go out there and bring income for their family. If that doesn't get you excited, guys, you're in the wrong business, guys. So what if I told you that simply by just going out there and learning the skill set of inviting, you can actually get a lot of people to what I just shared with you guys. So we have a system called PS3. I'm not talking about the video game. If you guys know what I'm talking about, if you don't get anything from this call, understand that we have a system. Put a 4 in the chat if you ever heard of a company named McDonald's. Can we agree that they got a system? If you walk inside any McDonald's, all you got to do is place an order either with a person or a computer. Can we agree they got a system? Within 5 to 3 minutes, your food is ready. And you know you got to eat McDonald's fast. If you wait past 5 minutes, it's already cold. Forget about it. Throw it away. Go buy another meal. All right, so we got a system just like McDonald's. The first letter in the system, PS3, is peak. Peaking interest, right? So I like to call this the magic question. You see, if I call my brother right now, if I tell my brother, hey, look, man, hey, bro, you won't believe who I just seen on TV. You won't believe who I just seen at the grocery store. You won't believe who just made it to the NFL. Can we agree that my brother or your relative, if you ask a certain question, they're going to be asking you, man, who did you see? Because you know what? I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to hang up the phone. My brother's going to blow up my phone call. I can guarantee you he's going to blow up my phone at least 50 to 100 times. Why? Because curiosity will always kill the cat, right? So you want to make sure to ask the question and pique the curiosity, so that way you can actually get that person interested. That way you can get that person excited, begging you for the information. So we call this piquing interest, magic question, however you want to call it if you're taking notes. So you want to make sure to ask the question. And that's one of the magic questions that we use here in UWE, that if you're taking notes, is we like to ask people, hey, quick question. Who do you know that wouldn't mind improving their credit score between 50 and 100 points? Who do you know with less than perfect credit? Who do you know that's looking to make more income this year, right? I like to go the indirect approach. There's also a direct approach as well, which I'll cover in a minute. The second thing is, which is sharing information and also setting an appointment. You want to make sure to set the appointment, and you want to share the information as well. Maybe you want to throw them a company website, a UCS website, or the My UWE website before you set up the initial appointment. It could be an overview, a local event, a webinar, a PBR. We call this a private business reception. In other words, we call this people building residuals as well, right? This is actually if you're a new agent on the call, maybe you just got started, you can actually invite people to a webinar just like this, right? And guess what? Here's the most exciting part. You don't have to explain anything, right? Your updown leadership team will explain everything for you. Vice versa, if you do something local to where you can invite people to a local PBR. We like to call this a home party, right? If you're just getting started with us. And the last thing is, we got a 3-way call. This is actually where you want to get your upline involved to go ahead and clarify questions or handle any rebuttals, right? Also, there's 3-way chats that you can actually do as well. The key is you want to get yourself out of the way. Can we agree if we ever see a commercial for a movie, we call this a trailer, right? The trailer, the job for the trailer is just to get you excited for the movie, right? How many people seen Black Panther before? How many people see the new Spider-Man movie, the new Batman movie, or whatever hot movie that came out? they show you the most exciting part in the trailer to get you excited. By the time you get to the movie theater, you got to purchase your ticket. Then you go watch the full entire movie. This is actually the same concept, guys. We call it PSV, peaking interest, setting an appointment, sharing information, and also three-way call. So if you're like myself, yeah, I can hear it. I see what's going on, but I like to see a visual as well. All right. So if you guys look, that's on the bottom left, that's actually you, right? You're a new agent, or maybe you're a consultant with us. You're just getting started. And on the top, where the person is blue, that's actually your upline, right? And on the bottom right, that's actually your prospect. This is how it looks once you go ahead and connect everything, and it makes incredible magic. Once you go ahead and conduct this activity, it's going to create a lot of respect and trust. And also once you go out there and edify, right? So can I have, if I can have somebody on the call, I'm gonna do a quick example on how you want to edify and also invite somebody with your upline on the phone call. So anybody can go ahead and just unmute. I'll show you guys a quick example on how you want to edify once you get your upline on the phone after inviting them to either a webinar or PBR. So anybody can unmute. We'll go ahead and do a quick role play.
I'll go ahead and unmute to make it easier. That way you don't have 100 people to try to unmute.
Awesome. So basically, Natalie's actually my upline. I actually just invited somebody to a webinar and also a PBR, a local event, whichever one. Now I actually want to give my upline, which is Natalie. I want to give her a three-way call with my upline, right? With my prospect. So hey Natalie, how's it going? I actually just had John. He just finished watching the webinar. I'm actually going to merge him on the phone right now. Right now, I'm simply going to go ahead and call John while my upline is already on the phone, and I'm going to simply just merge the phone calls, right? And I'm going to say, "Hey, John, how's it going? Andy Dieuveille, man, I'm so excited for you. I appreciate you for just jumping on that webinar. I'm super excited. In fact, I actually was going to get one of the experts on the line. She's actually what you call a vice president. Super excited for all her success. She enjoys helping people. And also one of the things that she's going to be doing, she's going to answer all the questions that you may have. She really enjoys helping people. So Natalie, this is John. John, this is Natalie. John actually jumped on the webinar. We actually met at the grocery store and actually invited him on the webinar to take a look at what we have. And I'm going to mute my line. Natalie's going to take over the whole call after that to go ahead and help John make an educated decision. So put a 5 in the chat. This just made a lot of sense, right? If you've seen the clarity on how you can really blow this business up. So Natalie, I appreciate you. This is actually what goes on after inviting, right? So now that we cover the fundamentals, I do want to cover the foundation, right? So one thing about inviting, you want to make sure to have confidence, right? You want to make sure that you understand that there's 112 million people in America that got less than perfect credit. Can we agree that you can't get a house if you got bad credit? Can we agree you can't go out there and do a lot of things if you don't have the right credit score? Can we agree that most people, they're skeptical to work a job? Why? Because a job is not secure no more, right? So you got to have confidence, and also you got to have posture that this is the best solution, right? This is the best solution to really go out there and impact a lot of people. And also you have tonality, right? See, we have a lot of scripts. We got verbiages that you can use. You don't got to try to figure out on what to say on how to invite people. We actually provide that for you, but it's not about what you say, but it's all about how you say it as well. See, I might tell somebody, hey, who do you know that has less than perfect credit? Or I might say, hey, man, quick question. Who do you know? Who do you know that got less than perfect credit? Right? Instead of saying, hey, do you want to make money? I might say, hey, I haven't really told too much people, but are you open to making more money this year? Like, are you open? Like, it's all about how you say it as well. Also, you want to be very personable, right? Understand that we're talking to real people, not robots. And also you want to have empathy as well, right? So this is the foundation when it comes to inviting. Understand these key things, take a screenshot of this. And here's what happens when you do invite people, right? See, one of the main reasons why you want to not just master the skill of inviting is you want to get excited for it as well. So here's what happens once somebody actually goes through the invited process, it's something called exposure, right? See, when somebody gets exposure, when a prospect is exposed to all the information needed to go out there and make an educated decision, right? And that can actually be somebody that they'll get access to the compensation plan. Once somebody's invited, you're allowing somebody to get exposed to how much income we can actually generate, right? You may have somebody that's a shark. We call this somebody that's more focused on how much money they can make. All right, how many people know people like that? They just want to know, how much can I make? Part-time, full-time, how much money you making, right? They might ask that question. Now you will actually get them access to actually learn the compensation plan as well. Then you might have some people that, they want to understand, look, okay, that's great, but how am I going to be impacting my community? They want to understand the products and also the services. Like, how are you providing impact? How are you helping people? Now they're going to understand the value that we're actually putting back in our communities. And that's actually what happens throughout the exposure. And then also the third thing is, then you might have some people that's very analytical, right? They want to know what time the co-founder go to sleep, right? So they're analytical. They want to know the company background. So now they're going to get exposed to that after inviting. And the last thing is testimonials. See, I've learned a long time ago that facts tell, but stories is what's gonna sell, right? I can almost ask every person on this call right now, that each person on this call, you can tell me a story that happened to you. You can tell me a specific event that happened to you back in 3rd grade. You can tell me word from word, story by story, how the atmosphere smelled. You can even tell me if it was raining that day. Why? Because people remember the stories. They don't really care about the facts. But when you invite people and you get them exposed, they're going to get exposed and access to all of these 4 components: compensation plan, products, company background, and also the testimonials, right? So now that you understand the foundation, the system, and also you understand what happens when somebody does get invited, here's some verbiage that you can actually use, right? So if you want to be more transparent and you want to be very generic, you can actually invite people with your story, right? So one of the ways that I like that you can actually invite with your story, if you're just starting out, is you can let people know about what you're currently going through, right? Or where you're currently at, and also where you're looking to go with the vehicle, with UWE, right? So for a quick example, my background, I came from working 3 jobs, 90+ hours a week. So I like to share my story. So I might call my cousin, right? I might call a good friend I haven't spoke to in a while. Hey, what's up? Hey, how's everything? What's up, fam? It's been a while, man. Just checking to see if all my numbers are still working. Look, man, I've been working at the security job for 3 years, man. And you still working? You still working at Walmart? Yeah, man. Look, I've been working at the security job for like 3 years. And to be honest with you, I mean, it's paying the bills, bro, but it's not really helping my family get to the next level. It's been times, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really tell a lot of people this, but it's been times where, I had a negative bank account at some point, and then, it's brought a lot of stress to me and my family. But here's what I found. I actually found a phenomenal platform that's actually allowing me to be free. That's allowing me to really resolve that problem that's been going on in my life, man. So I met this gentleman by the name of Alfred Nickson. He's a multiple 7-figure earner. And he's been able to help a lot of people like myself, walk away from my job. And also he's showing people how they can actually improve their credit as well. So what are you doing Thursday at 7 p.m.? Right? So that's actually one way you can actually invite people, is with your story. But a more generic or more specific invite that you can actually use is actually in your launch document, right? So we should all know what this is. And one thing that I want to encourage you guys to do when it comes to inviting with this verbiage is you want to make sure that you be yourself. You don't want to sound scripted, robotic, or anything like that. You want to make sure that you're yourself. So I might say, hey, what's up, fam? How's everything, man? How's the family, man? How was your Easter? Yeah, okay, great. Well, listen, man, look, I only have a minute. I like to tell people that, listen, man, real quick, man, my phone's actually about to die. I like to tell people that so that way they don't got me on the phone for years, trying to figure out what it is. So you can let people know, hey, look, I only have a minute. Look, I actually just partnered up with some really successful people who's actually launching a huge movement. And bro, I actually thought about you first, man. So quick question. Do you know anyone with less than perfect credit, or are you open to making some extra money if it didn't interfere with what you currently have going on right now? And after that, you simply want to pause and listen for an answer. Most people are going to say, what's it about? What I got to do? What's going on? Whatever that they say, you want to let them know, look, that's actually a great question. I can't promise anything, but what are you doing Thursday at 7 p.m.? What are you doing Friday at 6 p.m., right? You simply want to go for the invite and also be yourself. If somebody asks you, what's it about? What's going on? What are you? I can't promise anything, bro. But what are you doing Thursday at 7 p.m.? Oh, I'm not doing nothing. Why? What's up? Look, I was actually invited to a private webinar that's going to go over all the details. If I personally invited you, would you attend, right? So you want to make sure to be yourself. You want to be urgent. And also you want to make sure that you simply invite them to what we have, either a PBR or a webinar, or even a pre-recorded video as well. So here's some verbiages that me and my team has been using, same exact concept to where we've been doing a text blast and also a voice clip as well to people to actually get them involved, and also take a look at the information as well. So take a screenshot of this. This has actually been working incredible for my team. And it basically says the same exact thing. Hey, look, I just launched my credit repair franchise with some very successful people. And I thought about you first. Do you know anyone who would in mind improving their credit scores between 50 and 100 points? Or would you mind sharing a post for me? Right. So what this does, it allows people to not just get invited or ask the question, but also gets that person that you're actually exposing to actually tag you in a post. So that way you can actually get more exposure to invite more people. So take a screenshot of this. There's a section for family and friends, and also there's a section for social media as well. All right. And of course, if they say maybe, you're going to have some people that's going to say maybe. You guys know this already. David Marquez does an incredible job going over this concept. If they say maybe, you let them know, look, if you're a maybe, I'm actually going to put you down as a no. Is that okay? You want to take it away. You want to have posture. Remember, I spoke about the foundation. You want to make sure to have confidence and posture. Let them know, look, if you're not sure, I'm going to put you down as a maybe. Is that okay? In fact, I got to go. My phone about to die, right? So you want to make sure to have posture and also that confidence and letting people know that you're not looking for them. They're looking for you. All right. You want to have that posture. And of course, if they say yes, you want to make sure to set them up for a confirmation call. Let them know, okay, awesome. Someone is actually going to confirm with you, and it's important for you to actually reply back, because this is a VIP event, and it's exclusive for only those who confirm. Okay, so this is actually setting that person up, letting them know, hey, somebody's going to confirm you. That way you can actually have retention in your business, right? So for those of you that's not really big on social media, now that you understand how you can actually invite people that you know and things like that, I do want to encourage you and understand that there's actually people everywhere that needs what we have. And even if they don't need it, they know someone that may benefit from what we have, either income or even financial literacy or credit, right? So peaking people you don't know, raise your awareness, right? So I challenge every single body on this call to raise your awareness tonight, right? So you have leads everywhere. You got leads at Walmart, you got leads at the nail salon, you got leads at the gas station. Put a 3 in the chat if you ever seen somebody at a gas station and you knew, said, man, that person looks sharp. I would love for them to be in my organization, right? Put a 3 in the chat if you seen somebody maybe at a Walmart, right? Man, that single mom, she's carrying her baby. Man, I would love to really share some information with her that may be able to benefit her, right? Put a 3 in the chat if you see somebody maybe as a cashier and that person gave you had a great attitude, and you say, man, you know what, I really want to let them know what I do, but without coming off weird or awkward, right? So here's a formula that's been able to help not just myself but several other leaders on the call understanding how to really get through the phases to get people exposed to the information offline, right? So the first thing that you want to do with offline, anybody that you meet offline, is you always want to engage and break that ice with an opener. We call this a compliment, right? See, if I see Natalie Rodriguez at a Walmart, I may compliment her. I may say, hey, that's a great purse. You know what? My wife would love that purse. Fellas, be careful. So my wife actually would love that purse. Where did you get it from, right? I may compliment her. If I see Mr. Rob Santiago, hey, bro, you look sharp. Man, where'd you get that suit? Right? I may compliment him. The next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to use something called form, right? And we call this family, occupation, recreation. And the last thing that I want to do with Mr. Rob Santiago is I want to leave him with a message, right? So if I just met maybe Rob at a Walmart or maybe at a gas station, I'm going to compliment him. I'm going to open up the conversation and I'm going to dive right into it. This doesn't have to be in order, but there's a guideline to make sure that the conversation is neutral. So that way you can actually invite that person to what you have, right? So I may say, hey, hey, man, you sharp, man. Where you from? Not a lot of people from you dress like this, man. Man, you sharp, man. And he may say something like, man, I'm not even from here, man. I'm actually from New York. That's great, man. What do you do for work? You dressing so sharp, right? Now I'm asking questions about his occupation. Next thing is I'm going to say, man, he may tell me, look, I'm a banker and I work a lot of hours. Now I'm going to tell, man, that's crazy, man. I could definitely relate with you. When do you usually have time to have fun or spend time with your family? Right? Then he may tell me some pain points that I can actually use to get them invited to what we have. Again, we're professional problem solvers. So by me building that rapport, by me asking these questions, it allows me to find out if I have the solution for Mr. Rob Santiago. And most likely I do. If he's telling me that, one, he's dressed sharp. Two, he may be a banker. Three, he works a lot of hours. I may drop a message at the end and I may say something like, look, at the end of the conversation, I'm going to drop a message and I may say something like, hey, look, man, I actually got to get going in a few, but let me ask you a quick question. We actually have a wealth movement that's expanding in the area pretty fast right now. Who do you know with trouble credit, or are you open to making more money this year without stopping what you're currently doing? That's an indirect approach that you can actually leverage. And for a more direct approach, look, I'm actually working on a huge project with some really successful people. They're actually expanding in the area. Do you keep your options open, right? From that point on, actually asking that question, I'm going to be in a hurry, but I'm also going to take it away, right? I'm going to take it away like a candy from a baby. Look, that's actually, okay, great. Rob might tell me, yeah, I'm open to making some extra money. Yeah, I know some people that got bad credit. I work at a bank. I see them all the time. Man, okay, great. Look, like I said, I actually got to get going, but I can't guarantee anything. But let me text you my information. What's a good number for you, right? That's a very, very good way to really get a lot of phone numbers. And then also you can actually build upon your list if you're just getting started or if you're rebuilding your business, right? So that's actually a great way. Now for successful people, you can actually invite them and ask them for their opinion, right? This is actually how you want to invite somebody of success, influence, somebody that's probably doing really well in real estate, somebody probably doing well in their business, right? Hey, how's it going? Look, real quick, I only have a minute, but I just wanted to give you a call and get your opinion on something. What are you doing Thursday at 7 p.m.? Right? Give them some credit. Successful people, they love to help people. Let them know, look, if I've always respected how you do what you do, and also your success, I've learned so much from what you're doing. Right now, I'm actually working on the biggest project of my life, and it's a lot of money involved. And I thought about you first, but I would like to get your input. Would you be willing to check it out to give me your opinion, right? That's actually an incredible way to get somebody of success or influence to take a look and invite them to some information that we have, man. So, and of course, put a 5 in the chat if you ever had any skeptical people, right? They want to ask you 1,000 questions, right? They want to ask, they want to pray about it. They want to say, man, look, they're asking 1,000 questions and they're skeptical. And they're just asking a lot of questions. Here's some quick verbiage that you can actually let people know. Look, that's actually a great question. Look, I'm excited too. On Thursday, me and you will have only 45 minutes to get all our questions answered. Do you still do I still have you confirmed for this Thursday, right? So that's actually a great way for skeptical people, and that's the face right there. All right. And put a 1 in the chat if you would like to actually increase your attendance of people by 50%, right? I want to see who's interested in that conversation, right? So you want to make sure that you incorporate confirmation calls in your inviting process. Very important that you do so. Here's a verbiage that you can actually use. Look, hey, John, this is Andy Dieuveille. I just actually want to let you know that Mr. Alfred Nickson is excited to meet you this Thursday at such and such, and we wanted to confirm with you. Also, Alfred wanted you to know to please get there early and bring something to write with as well. Now that you got your confirmations, you done passed it to your upline. You want to make sure to get those people confirmed so that way you can actually increase your invitations by 50 to 100 points. Just because somebody says that they're going to come to maybe a webinar, to maybe a PBR, life happens, or sometimes they may make excuses not to show up if you don't incorporate the confirmation call. So just to wrap everything up, guys, here's some key pointers. Maximum 2 minutes on the call, then next. Again, some will, some won't, so what? Who is next? Again, be yourself, guys. Have fun with this thing. And also, most importantly, you want to role play 4 to 7 times to sound more natural, right? If you guys understand Denzel Washington, understand that he makes a lot of income in the acting industry, but did you guys know all he does is read scripts, right? So again, it's not about what you say, but it's about how you say it as well. And here's a quick example of what we've been able to do with the information I just shared with the local market as well, right? In the trenches, going out there and sharing information, guys. So if you don't get anything from this call, edification, and also properly sharing testimonials upon the inviting process will help you get to the next level of live PBRs, live scheduled webinars, pre-recorded videos, one-on-one Zooms, right? Or even ATMs, man. So hopefully you guys got a lot of value in what I just shared. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back over to Myra. I appreciate you guys for having me on. It was an honor, and we'll see you guys at the top. Take care.
Team, wow. Listen, let's please give it up to Andy for that amazing training. Listen, another person in this industry as well, and throughout our journey, I've been able to witness firsthand growth. He's doing phenomenal things. I am so thrilled for both you and your family. I just pray continued blessings to all of you and the entire team. Listen, we have the blueprint, we have the instructions. Let's just understand the assignment and move forward accordingly. We have now left. We're on our way back home. And everyone here, I know that I could speak on everyone's behalf to say that today really marks a pivotal point for us on this journey. Take everything that you've been able to learn and implement it. Go striving for your next goal. I'm looking forward to see everybody on Sunday, and also looking forward to continuing to celebrating everyone's journey and continued success on what we do. Thank you so much. Shout out to VP Natalie, always killing it. Natalie Rodriguez for her contribution, as well as Andy for stepping up and doing what leaders do. God bless each and every single one of you. Take care, and let's continue to kill this. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Night.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.